Hello everyone. I am making a tutorial for the first time. I will read my notes while I do it so I don't forget anything. Okay, so here's the DJ booth. It doesn't do too much yet. One day I want to have it fully functional so you can DJ live inside of VR, but that's a bit too advanced for me so far. So here's the DJ controls. It doesn't do too much yet. One day I hope to have more functionality to it. The other side here is all the VJ stuff, and there's a lot more to do. Starting in the middle is where you'll find all the 3D animations and shaders. These top buttons choose the categories. 3D animations first, then shaders, and then audio link shaders, which cover your entire screen. These shaders are just material shaders. Okay, let's start with the 3D. The first category is Tycho Magnetic Anomaly, a very talented 3D artist. I've put a bunch of their work in here because it looks pretty cool with the other effects over top. And then you can scroll through the pages. I actually have way more of Tycho's stuff with different materials added. I think I might add some more before the show starts. Let's try that. Okay, so you see a preview there of the 3D animations. Only you can see this, nobody else. So there's 10 on each page. Some pages have less, but this is 10. So you click the button and you see the preview, and then you press the go button, and there it is. To turn it off, you either just click a different one, or you can press this reset button, board reset, and it's gone. That resets everything on this control board. And there's this one here just resets the audio link stuff. So just keep that in mind. If we go back up here and press the 3D button again, and then check out the next section, animations from my friend Michelangelo. I was using his work in VRChat shows almost 6 years ago. They're pretty amazing, especially if you mess around with the materials and add other effects over top. There's some here I haven't used because they're complex and they can slow down some computers. I try to use the more optimized ones. Also, there's plenty I didn't use just because I like to change it up each time. Okay, let's see. There's lots of pages of these. Let's try that one. Yeah, let's leave this one up here and look at the left board. For some of these animations, you might want to remove the ocean, so press the ocean button here, the toggle. Then you can turn off the skybox and make it dark, light, dark. There we go. And if you want to see more, you can make the boat transparent. You can see down below now, and you can see some of the animations that go lower down. Below that is the main FX reset button. This turns off everything from the center board, plus the post-processing, also the particles. The only thing it doesn't reset is the color schemes in these individual artist buttons. So this in the center here is the post-processing. These change this color schemes. The way it works is there's these arrow buttons at the bottom to change the page. And you can see right away the colors change, but this is only for you. The others aren't seeing anything right now. Until you press the go button. Now everybody sees it. If you want to go back to the original scheme, then you just go make sure it's on page 0 and press go. Then you're back there. And so if you want to change it now, you're not seeing the proper color because it's layering one color scheme over another. So there's this little one at the there's this little button at the bottom, local reset, which doesn't actually seem to be working right now, so that's something I have to go fix. When I transfer everything over from the core to here, there's a lot of little things that need fixing, so that's one of them. But basically, when you press this, then it resets back to the original color scheme just for you, and then you can see all these other colors the way they're supposed to look like. And then you press go, and then everybody sees it. And then you can press reset here. One little detail, these go buttons, they look kind of melted. I have no idea why. In Unity, they look fine. Here they look like they've been out in the sun too long. Okay, back to the 3D groups. Here's various. Okay, here's one thing to keep in mind. You see the preview, press go. I don't see anything. So then you can click on transparency and you see it's below. And I see this one isn't lined up yet for this map. So that's another thing I'm going to fix. But yeah, if something's not appearing, it might just be something that's below the floor. And then there's this last group, which isn't really 3D, but I wanted to put them in here. These are screen space shaders called Cancer Space. They're pretty intense. Each turns off after 8 seconds. I would be careful about not using them too much, but they're fun to try occasionally. This looks a little bit different in VR than it does on desktop. The fifth one is always the audio link shaders. That's not part of the 3D, but it's always handy. Next, the shader category. These are more important inside the core, where each page is one shader with the preview, and then the buttons put that shader on different parts of the center room of the core. Some are on the roof, some are on the walls, some are on the floor, or some combination. Here I just put a bunch on each page, and there you can see a preview there. And press go, and then it goes on to that screen. Also, the break symbol. And then the last category, audio link. These are all using the June shader created by Luca. I tried to use the ones that don't add too much lag, but some might still be hard for people to process. So I made it possible to turn off just audio link FX for people. I should warn people though that some of these effects turn your screen completely black if you don't have music going. I don't know how to prevent this. Most are fine, but if it goes black, it might be hard to turn it off. So my recommendation is to not press any of the audio link buttons if the music has stopped. I organized these in a way that will help with the show. These are all June presets I made, and some work better with loud music, some with quiet. It mostly works off the bass, so something like Santport's sounds don't work as well with some of them. I have a few pages of ones that I thought did work with this style, but you can choose others. These are just recommendations. Hold on, I will put the music back on. It turned off when I had to leave to fix something in here and come back. There we go. So there's this audio link reset button I mentioned that just removes June shader stuff and leaves the 3D animations and the other things. So you press the button, you see the preview, and then you press the go button, and it sends it to everybody. You press audio link, then you see a bit of a delay for you. I believe everybody else gets it right away, but the way it's built, there's a little bit of a time between switching from the preview back to the other side. So, but as soon as you press go, it should send it to the others right away. I'll mention that how it works is one Tycho animation will replace others by Tycho, but you can add a Michelangelo animation over top of those, and audio link goes over all of them. Oh, also, you might want to use this. There's a button that turns on an audio link controller. I haven't used this much. I know Frank makes good use of it. You can change how much of an effect it has. You can change the range of frequency response. So that's something you can play around with. There's a button at the edge here that turns it on and off if you want it. Okay, onto the particle board. This is something we've been slowly improving and it still needs some work. And if people have suggestions, let me know, but I think it's getting better. It was modeled by Cayman, who designed the core. Although I made some suggestions. You just press this power button and then it moves up. Then there's 3 categories: outside, inside, and mapped. These are named this way because it means inside or outside the core, its center room, but here everything is outside, so it doesn't apply as much. Let's try inside. You press the category and go through the pages. And there's a bit of text to give you a little bit idea what is on there, but it's sometimes hard to tell just from that. So these are the different panels you can choose. Some of them don't have anything on there. It's kind of difficult to make it so they react perfectly with VR hands sometimes, but I've made it better. I think it's pretty functional now. The way it works is you press one of these tabs once and it blinks, and then just you can see it. That's the preview. It's now we can see it better. And then you press it again, and then it's sent out to everybody else. You can turn on another one. Or you can turn that one off by pressing it again. Try a different one. If you don't want to send that off to somebody else, you can just press the middle. That resets the previews. Or you can just press this reset particles, and that turns them all off. See what this one is. Let's say there, send it to everybody. Now I want to turn it off. Oh, that one's on the floor. So let's say I don't want to use it. Just, oh, if I press again, then everybody will see it. The reset particle, the middle reset button does not reset them once they're sent to everybody. That's just for previews, keep in mind. Okay, so that shows a few of the particles. I should mention map, this last category. This was also named for how it's placed in the core. This one I was trying to make it so that if you, let's go to a page here. Let's try explosions. A lot of these are small, and they're made to wrap around the core's center booth, DJ booth. And so if you put one there, it should be in front of us, roughly in that direction. Some loop and some don't. And so this should be behind us over there. They don't always map exactly, but kind of. So that's what those are like. So you can play around with those. What else? Well, I should mention that creating all the resets for the system took a very long time, like months, to get working. And it still breaks sometimes, especially when transferring it to a new world like this. And adding some new effects while removing others can leave little errors. And one mistake can break a whole series of events. So I will keep trying to debug things. I've found a few while recording this. So please let me know if you see anything, and I will try to fix it. And I'll leave it there. Like, you can probably figure a lot of this out just on your own, but it's probably a good idea to go through this video and press the different buttons and see if it makes sense. I'm still trying to improve it, so if you have any suggestions after practicing a bit, let me know. Thanks.